Not rhetorical.
Not rhetorical.
Not rhetorical.
Not rhetorical.
Axe Music Production.
Okay, we're back.
Welcome back to the next episode of Not Rhetorical. It's actually been a while for us.
It's been a minute.
It's been a while.
It's
I'm
been-
Damala, by the way.
And I'm Danielle, and this is Not Rhetorical.
Yeah, so we recorded the first episode. That was like January, February?
Was that long ago?
It was a while ago. It was Culture
Wow.
Day. That was
It
yesterday.
was, yeah. And then you got sick.
Yeah, then I got sick. So we didn't record for a bit. And we're back. So welcome back. Firstly, we wanted to start off by saying thank you guys so much.
Honestly, yeah, thank
for
you
the
a lot.
response
Yeah.
on the first episode. It was actually crazy.
It was
we
a
were
lot.
so happy. People were supporting us. And yeah, shout out to our team as well.
Yeah, team. We have
Yeah.
Akin, Axe Music Production, whoa,
We
Praise
got Praise
Edits,
on the camera.
and
We
for
have-
our cover art as well, we
yeah,
have
cover art
Z.
Z, Hannah for media, Taiwo, Nathan, everyone. We're really, really grateful.
And Shalom and
of course.
Isaac, Isaiah.
Okay,
It's good.
Yeah, we're really, really grateful to be able to have a chance to do this, but we're gonna get straight into.
Honestly, and we'll start.
Bro,
We'll
yeah.
start by introducing our guest today. So
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm Jeremy, guys. I'm David.
yeah. So welcome back.
welcome back, and let's begin.
Yeah,
Let's begin.
This first episode, we wanted to talk about something that's a bit different to Get Out. So before we were talking about the sunken place, this time we wanted to cast your minds back to around 2020, 2021.
A lot was going on.
Yeah.
Lockdown,
And
everything.
in light of the fact that Oscars happened recently, you guys don't know about that, do you? Do you know about it?
The
You know about it?
Oscars?
The Oscars
Yeah, I know
happened
about it.
This
recently,
year, yeah.
recently. But a few years ago, we had an Oscar that was a bit,
It was groundbreaking.
it was a bit chaotic.
ground
Yeah,
shaking.
A little bit. But yeah, so obviously, Will Smith,
Did a
Jada
little.
Pinkett Smith, Chris Rock. Chris Rock was making jokes on stage, and Will
Will Smith stood up
Yeah,
and
I remember that he was laughing at first.
yeah, he was.
He
And then he
was
looked.
changed
He
it up.
looked.
It
He
was
looked.
so
He was
weird.
laughing. He
He
was
started
laughing.
laughing, and then
Yeah.
after
And then
he just got angry.
I think he looked at his wife and was
Yeah,
like,
she
yeah,
was.
no.
Yeah.
She was not.
She was
having
not
it.
having it. So he stood. I felt like he felt like he needed to be the man. He
Yeah.
stood up and he was like, keep my wife's name
And then
Yeah.
slapped Chris Rock.
in front of everyone.
Humbling experience. can I just
Honestly.
say, to be slapped on camera.
In front of
In
the
public.
world. The
Yeah,
world.
but he
pretty
handled
much.
it well. Chris Rock actually handled it really, really
He did.
well.
We're gonna be talking about that today as well.
And
Yeah.
Recently, there wasn't that much that he said when it all happened, but a few weeks ago he released a comedy special called Selective Outrage
Yeah.
on Netflix, and he talks about it at the end. So we wanted to bring that up, but firstly, do you guys actually watch like comedy specials, things like
Yeah,
that?
like
when they
regularly.
come
No,
out? Do you
not
know?
really.
Not
Not
really.
occasionally. Occasionally.
Occasionally.
Yeah.
Like I feel like on Instagram and stuff they have the
You have
short
the
reels.
shorts.
the
Yeah,
short
yeah,
reels
yeah.
where
Those
they
ones
have
always
it.
better as well.
Those are good. Yeah.
Yeah, I think I had an era
Of
where
watching comedy
I used to watch a lot, like Kevin Hart, Dave Chappelle. Who else was
Fez.
there? Trevor Noah. I used to talk about like a lot of them. But do you guys ever watch like when you watch like comedic movies, things like that? Do you know about that? Do you
Oh,
watch them?
like
yeah.
like Tyler Perry has a lot of good comedy films. Like
Who's
he
that? Oh,
he's like he
yeah,
cross dresses
that
as
guy.
Medea. He has Medea has a lot of films. They're very good comedy films.
Yeah, I know. Wait, I'm actually trying to think. I know who you're talking about.
With the woman
Yeah,
with like,
okay.
yeah.
But I feel like a lot of the time when you have what's it called, comedians, half of the time when they say something funny, it's only because
People are laughing at it. To be fair.
no, like
Or
it's
not.
because it's true.
Sometimes
Sometimes because it's true. Do you not agree?
I'd say sometimes because it's true, but the main thing. Sometimes the point of a joke is to say something true that no one else wanted to say, but a lot of the
Yeah.
time it's
Yeah,
just to
yeah,
say
yeah.
something exaggerated.
But
Like-
low key, sometimes I'd laugh because other people are laughing in the crowd. as
Yeah,
well.
Rob.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Low-key,
that's just
low-key.
conformity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I feel like the ones I watched at least, when you have like stand up and stuff like Kevin Hart,
Yeah.
all of that, you have a lot of statements they'll make, and I'll think about it later, and I'll be like, that's actually kind of true. But it depends. So we have some statements here for you guys
Oh yeah.
that I want to
Okay.
break down. Is that all right?
Yeah.
And then we'll see what you guys think and if it's actually true or if there's something behind it. So the first one we wanted to talk about was Chris Rock and his daughter Lola. So in Selective Outrage, did you guys watch that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I
yeah.
remember
And he
that
talks about
part.
his daughter.
Daughter,
So
Yeah.
much.
And
It was a
much.
lot. It was a
There was
lot.
like a whole like half an hour where we were just
Yeah,
talking about his daughter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But basically, I remember one thing that used to shock me as a child with African parents was Lola's mentality, the way she was thinking, and the fact that, do you remember the whole thing that happened with the school?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
How
where
she
she
got-
got. Yeah.
So, does anyone want to summarize?
Should I do it? Okay, so Lola and her friends, they're in Portugal on a school trip, and then they want to leave the group, get drunk, and then sneak back in. But obviously, they get caught, and the school is expected to expel them. But then, obviously, it's rich parents, so they bring in their lawyers. And then Chris Rock hears his daughter talking about it and goes to her, and she's like, "Oh, it's fine. I won't be kicked out. I'll be back in the school in no time." And he's not having it.
He got mad. He got mad.
Yeah,
Like
he was so shocked how she didn't care. So he secretly goes to the school, tells them expel her. She gets expelled. She's upset, but then she obviously learns her lesson and has to recount how she'll be better to other schools and colleges that she's applying to.
And one thing he said that he like, he made her a better person. That's what he said.
Yeah, because
I was shocked though, because imagine like when he was like, "Oh, you're about to get expelled from school," and she's there laughing with her friends outside. But then,
because I was gonna say like what she did was a very serious thing if you think about it. Like he went off drinking and stuff, and she was like, "Oh, you know, because obviously Chris Rock is really rich, so she probably thought, oh, like my rich daddy's gonna do whatever. Like I'm gonna get back in school and stuff." So I think it was a humbling experience because it's like you can't get away with everything in this life. I think that was a key lesson. That was.
But then my question for you guys is, let's say you make it big. You're millionaires. I actually think about it. You're a millionaire in the future. Have your child. Are you gonna raise them to be like to remember the life that you came from before they were wealthy, or are you gonna like shelter them from that?
In some aspects, yes, but in other aspects, no, because like sometimes I feel like it can be very harsh, but I'll still teach them the same kind of values, but like not always do as much as my parents did, if you know what I'm saying.
Oh yeah. No, I get you. Yeah.
Because if you have a difficult childhood, the good part isn't that you had a difficult childhood; it's that you learnt lessons from it. So if you spoil your child, that's because you want them to have the best. But the point is, you want them to have the same value, not the same values as you, but you want them to be a good person. So that's the important part, rather than, oh, you need to remember that my life was worse than yours, so you should be great. That's too.
Yeah, I think a lot of African parents today as well, when they're like raising their kids, they're very strict on them because they want them to have a better life. Like typically, I think that's why there's a lot of things of, oh, I want you to be like a doctor. Like they want them in medical fields or fields that quote unquote pay well because they want their children to succeed. Like they don't want them to stay in that same position that they stayed in, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Do you guys have like STEM parents?
Yes, actually. Yeah.
I don't have that.
My dad,
my parents.
My dad is in cybersecurity, so he even made.
Really? All right.
So the thing, he even made me take a course to get qualified in it, just because he was like, "Oh, it's a useful skill, and if I ever need to ask you something," and I crammed the course, did the test, passed somehow, but it's like obviously, I don't want to follow in his footsteps in terms of career, but it's just nice that I now get some vague idea of what he actually does.
That makes sense. Do you have like medicine parents?
I actually do.
Like that? Do you actually?
My dad was a hematologist, so that's in like bloods. Like he went to like King's College. He has like a degree and everything, and he has to, because when it comes to doctors, right? When you get your degree, if you don't go back to practice, you will lose your degree. And my dad worked years to get it, so every now and again he has to go and to maintain his degree because it's very specialized.
Oh, okay.
So my dad was really into STEM, and I was like, I just can't do that.
That reminds you of another one of the comedic like bits that I thought was really interesting.
Yeah.
There's a comedian called Ronnie Cheng, and he has a bit where he's basically talking about the fact that when it comes to immigrant parents and they're saying they want their kid to be like a doctor and things like that, helping people is at the bottom of the list of reasons why you want to become a doctor. It's the money.
That's so true.
Security.
Like,
and when he said it, that's the thing. That's when I was like, that's actually so true. And when you deep it, that's why I was laughing. Because I was like, it's not even on the list sometimes.
To help people. People just want to survive. I'll be so real. Because when people, like, I think this is a common thing with young people as well. It's like, oh, when I get older and I do my medical degree and I become a nurse, I can help all these people. When your rent comes in and you see the numbers, the digits to pay, you're not thinking, oh, but I want to help people, so it's fine if I'm getting paid less than what I deserve. Like, you need to survive in this world, if you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Thanks a lot.
Even then, it's just, when I deep that, it's just weird as well. Because I feel like when it comes to African parents too, maybe this is just the ones I know of.
Right.
Doctor is the last resort. For me, doctor is the
Last?
last resort. Flashbacks. When I was in year 7, this was first week of year 7, everyone's very excited. My planner must have been open. It was raining, and I was looking for the library or something. You know those manhole covers Like,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
the
The metal ones, yeah.
I remember I must have slipped on one. I slipped backwards. I fell on my back and I landed on the ground. They had year 11s like crowding around me. I was just seeing stars. I was staring in the sky. I didn't go to the doctor. I walked it off. Like, it used to take me 15
Oh, that's
minutes.
what you mean by last resort.
Last resort.
Oh, I need to go to.
In that sense, in that
The way
sense,
you
yes.
said it, the way you said it was like
Yeah.
for career.
It was crazy. It used to take me 15 minutes to walk from one lesson to the next. And you know, olders will get tired of you when you're in year 7 and you're limping from lesson to lesson. I had year 11 trying to push me down the stairs. They were trying to trip me up just for giggles. Like, just because this was St.
I
can't
knew
go to
Townley
school.
was crazy, man.
Wasn't Townley, this was St. Catherine's, man.
Oh, you went to
Oh,
This is
Wow.
why it was actually petrifying. That was a treacherous time. But I didn't go to the doctor. We
Why?
have ice at home.
No, similar experience last year, literally
What
last year.
happened to you?
Whole of the rugby season, I had an injured hip, yeah. But low-key, it was my fault because I said, I'm going to keep, like, playing on it.
Yeah.
Like, I kept, like, but every time I finished a match, I would go home limping, literally
yeah,
struggling to
I
move.
have an injury right now, and I'd limp after every game, but there's just pressure to keep on going.
But, like, the one time I must have asked, can I come and go get it checked up? They're like, no, like, I don't understand.
Wait, who
They
said
told me
that?
to go get ice.
Your parents?
Yeah.
What?
Look,
Oh, do you know what that reminds me of? You know, in primary school, right? I could have broken my elbow, perforated my knee. Have some blue towel. Put a bit of water on it.
Blue I remember
That
that.
Yeah, the blue-
stupid
That's what
blue
school
there's
towel.
still blue
Because
towel
also-
now in this school.
They
Actually.
just give you a blue or a plaster.
Or
No,
plus-
they give you like small plasters. You could literally have grazed your entire knee. I remember I had one friend who you could see bone. She got a plaster. They call it a day.
Wow.
No, that was a very scary time.
Wow.
But even then, there's more. That's
they're
not
more
it.
close. They're more hot takes
Yeah.
to talk about.
Kevin
Some-
Hart. That's a comedian that everyone knows, right? That's a next level.
Literally.
I find him the funniest. Like,
Of
everyone.
everyone.
I think he's the funniest by far. But he had one segment that I actually had to bring up because it was so interesting to me.
Right.
And he talks about like best friends. I don't know if you man do best friends, do close friends. You have someone
Huddle,
that's,
like,
your
group.
person.
Yeah.
Yeah. He basically has a joke about the fact that he has a friend called Harry. And there was a period of time when Kevin Hart was cheating on his wife. So he must have come home 4 a.m. drunk,
Yeah.
tired, and his wife came to him like, I know where you've been. I know you've been with a girl. Like,
Yeah,
I
long,
just admit
long
it."
day.
And then he was like, you know what? I'm gonna call Harry.
Yeah.
Harry's gonna tell you where I've been because I'm not lying to you.
Right.
Calls Harry. He says, Harry, hi, don't lie, which means lie. And he's like, where was I? And he said, oh my gosh, that girl had such a fat bum. She was so. Oh my goodness. And basically,
Wow.
he was in trouble.
I mean, yeah, obviously. If you found out that your significant other was cheating and he tried to get your friend,
Yeah,
he
nah.
tried to get his
Yeah.
friend to lie for you, you would be mad,
But
would you
and
not?
it's
But they
deserved.
had a code for it though.
Had a
There's
code.
code
No,
for,
but-
like,
but-
man, I'm hungry, and Harry came up with the code.
Oh, Harry.
didn't
Oh,
know. Yeah.
oh.
No,
bless.
but low-key, if you're asking where was I would say something more like, wasn't I at your house?
Yeah,
you get what
Yeah,
I'm
that-
saying?
he was
But why? No,
Yeah,
no, no,
exactly.
no, 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 no.
But that makes it a bit too bait.
Why would you try
If
to
you're
lie,
leading
though?
with it.
Why would
If
try to-
you are trying to get someone to cover you and you're
Yeah.
saying, wasn't I doing this and this, rather
Yeah.
than asking them to say what they're doing.
Yeah. But I think that core essence of this question being brought up is like, how far is it like lying when it comes to like your
Your
best
best
friend?
No, if it's my best friend and if he's cheating and I won't probably
Like,
brilliant. no, listen.
I'm
Yeah.
Listen, yeah, I won't get involved, and I would still be upset that I didn't get involved. But if they ask me to cover for them, that's done. I'm not covering for you.
That's
like
true.
if I want my obviously
come on, man.
No, if you want your best friend to be
it depends.
okay, but are you okay with your
if-
best friend being like that?
No,
talking
no,
about if they were
deep
cheating?
it.
If your friend-
If
Yeah.
you've known, no, deep it. If it's your best friend and you don't know the girl like that much,
But even
But
are you not
then,
gonna back your best friend?
that is-
At least to the girl, you can tell your best friend, what you're doing isn't good, like behind the scenes.
No,
But when you're
No, but
talking
if
to the
they, if
girl,
they want you to back
exactly,
back
that means
them,
that
Yeah,
they
you're
don't
right.
care.
if they want you to be a part of them evading,
no, I would.
Okay.
I would not back
like,
them.
I
I would not support
You
them
know the
doing that.
saying, bro. Like, come on, like.
No.
crazy.
There's a limit.
No.
What type
That's
of friend do I
wrong.
want?
Exactly.
That's a social
Yeah,
thing,
but
though.
it's
Wait,
not like that to me,
Nathan,
though.
You seem like
Well, then I'm
you have
asking
your
for like
moral
Yes,
a
I
generally
do.
a good
No, I
person.
feel like
Like,
Nathan's disagreeing
Okay,
strongly.
What do you
Okay.
think?
You can't lie to them. especially when they're cheating, you can't lie for them and tell the girl that
Exactly.
that they've been.
Oh,
It's
okay.
like-
Oh, I thought you meant go to the girl and tell them.
No.
Oh,
Oh, friend, no.
No. Oh,
So-
lie for them. No, I wouldn't lie for them.
That's what I'm saying.
I wouldn't
No.
lie for them.
Oh,
I
okay.
wouldn't actively go. Like,
But, okay, but what if they
go
call
out
you?
of my way?
But what if they call you?
For
Are you
real.
gonna be honest?
Yeah, I'll be honest.
There we go. There we go. There we
I'll
go.
be
You
honest.
You would do that.
Yeah,
No,
I
but
would.
what's
I would
in
do
you?
that.
Huh?
What's in you?
Am I Kevin Hart?
No.
No, would
If
would
you
you
no.
back
Okay.
to this one that's cheating?
Back them because it's
No.
true.
I'm sorry, I wouldn't.
That's what I'm
Exactly.
saying.
No.
If I knew my friend was cheating on like their partner, and the partner is asking like me or is asking through me, I'm not gonna cover for you. No one forced you to go and cheat. If you don't want to
no,
be with
that's
someone,
exactly.
No,
cheating is not a life or death thing. Like you don't. If you're not happy with someone, you don't have to stay with them. Like you could
Yeah.
just.
That's true.
Nah, but low key, can't you just say I don't know? Like,
That's your best friend.
I don't
That's your
know.
best.
If it
Your
was
your
something less
buds.
serious,
Nah,
like,
but-
I don't
but-
know, anything else, but cheating is such a like.
Cheating
For
is such a
example,
heavy thing.
I've never
Crazy.
cheated. Yeah, but if I was to cheat, I would never tell anyone.
Okay, but that's
So
different.
that's
That's
what-
a,
now
you
we
just
just
made
got
up.
cheating.
That's
You
a
know what I'm
different
saying?
scenario to what we're talking
No,
about.
but then you don't know. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, but let's say you already know now. Your friend already made you aware.
No, but your best friend doesn't necessarily have to tell you.
They
if
don't
he's
have
cheating.
to, but I'm
That's what
saying that in this case, they
In
would
this
tell
case,
Yeah.
they would,
Oh,
That-
you can
that-
still say I don't know.
that's
It's still an
side eye
option.
behavior.
It's
I
still
just,
an
I
option.
just, no, because
It's not the
if I
correct
defend
one.
my friend, it
Yeah.
means I'm defending the action, and I don't defend.
No,
the
you're
cheating.
not defending the action.
You
You
are.
are. You are. No.
You
It's
are.
like no.
If you're
Nah.
lying for them, you're defending the
I
issue.
feel like you guys are looking very deep into it.
Because it is a deep thing. It is a deep thing.
Exactly.
No, Jeremy. Imagine you.
Wait.
Imagine you with a girl, right? You
Yeah.
love her. You're spending money on her, and then you enter your house one day. Yeah, you see her with someone else. Would you not be heartbroken? You're gonna think of
That's
all the
No,
money.
imagine your best friend knew.
Exactly.
Yeah, and imagine like you went to your best friend like, oh,
And
she
they
cheated
said
on me,
No, but
and he looks you dead in the eyes.
I know that's a different situation, but just.
But
imagine
you
that.
have to empathize with people,
Yeah.
because cheating is a deep thing. So many people are
It's
emotionally hurt by
scary.
cheating.
And Kevin Hart makes so
Fair
many
enough.
jokes about it
Fair
as
enough.
well. But I'm here thinking,
If it were
your
me,
poor wife.
Yeah, exactly.
Your actually poor wife. They even had one joke talking about how she got so paranoid. She got in the trunk of his car. So he must have.
Never go that far for a partner. Never go that far for a partner.
sorry, what?
He opened his trunk and she was like squatted down looking at him.
Yeah,
And then
that's
she
easy.
got out, she rolled her eyes, she just ran away. He got home, she was cooking. She was like, "Oh, you hungry?" He said, "No. Let's rewind."
He's gonna get poisoned.
She
man.
was there gaslighting him, like saying, "No, I would never. But that's what I'm saying. That's poison.
I just
Isn't
feel
that
like
doing too much though?
That
It
is
But the
doing
thing
too
is,
much.
no,
But what
no.
got her to that breaking point
It's
was just
true.
the
Yeah.
lack of dignity.
It's
to get
true.
in
No,
the car.
you 100% understand why she did it. Because
No, no,
yeah,
it's just
yeah.
betrayal
Because if
of
she's
trust.
doing that, that means that.
No, no.
they-
Nah, me personally, if
It's
you get to
true,
that point,
yeah.
just break up with them. What the hell?
no, but there's a W. Sorry, there's a reason for it. Sorry, I got distracted. There's a reason for it. Like to drive someone to that point, because when
Yeah.
it's like with anything, like once people do insane things, people be like, oh, they did that. But what drove them to that? For someone to go and hide in a car.
Literally.
Let's say Kevin didn't even open the boot and he went to park somewhere for 2 hours and she died of suffocation. Like,
That's
You
how
can't
it
die of
is.
suffocation
can't-
in the trunk.
yeah, you
That's
can.
why
Can
you never,
you?
you
I
never,
don't know what can happen, but
never
like,
let it
who's
get to
opening
that
it,
point.
you know?
Exactly.
Once you get to that point, you just like cut
No,
it
she'll
off.
probably have
Yeah.
her phone with her to call or something like that.
true.
Yeah.
To-
Even
Him.
then, like-
I'm in your
Hey,
truck.
don't
It's
touch
gonna
it.
pick me
better
up.
dying. It's better dying.
I'm in your truck. Come pick me up.
No,
Like,
but even then, imagine. Yeah, you can't suffocate in the trunk of a car, but even then, it's just the.
Gee, we
thing-
don't know the
it's
logistics,
it's
man.
the-
Let's-
don't know
it's
If
the
dogs
getting
can't-
into the trunk
if-
in the first place, what drives you to
You
a
can't,
point
you can't, you
where
can't.
must
Distrust.
enter your
Apparently you
husband's
cannot.
trunk?
Distrust.
And
You
then
know
even
what
then
drove
you
her.
open, yeah, I know. But
Wait,
that's what I'm
oh,
saying.
oh,
I'm
okay.
saying
Yeah,
you
yeah.
have to empathize with her, because even to get out and to run away like it didn't happen, that's saying
Nah,
something.
nah,
That's
that-
the
I wouldn't
thing
run
that my
away
best
there. I
friend
wouldn't
did.
She has
Right.
no shame for that. She
Yeah,
has no
but-
shame
No,
for
but
that.
what?
I don't
what
blame
got
her
to
at
that
all.
point-
I don't blame her to be fair.
Imagine
Who was gonna tell her?
if
If
someone
someone-
was-
who was
if
gonna-
someone's cheating on you at that point where you're getting
But she
into the
doesn't.
trunk
She
of their
hasn't
car.
confirmed it.
She hasn't confirmed it though.
Exactly.
She
She
doesn't
doesn't know what
confirm
the
it.
She doesn't
confirm
know.
it. And no one's
Something
gonna tell
like
her.
Me personally, if there's even speculation, that means something's gone about. Like,
Or you
something's
might no,
happened.
but to
Okay,
be
but
fair,
how
I
do you
want to
confirm
leave
it?
it though.
How do
to
you
be fair,
confirm it?
that's
If
what
no
I'm
one's
saying.
gonna
I
tell
Wait,
you.
how long were they married for? Do you know? Do you guys
It was
know?
it was quite a while.
That's
Fair
like
enough.
long
You
time,
can check that
especially
out.
when it's marriage. Because breaking up, like let's say it's boyfriend and girlfriend, that's less deep. Like it's good. But marriage,
it's
you have
wife,
to,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
If
I
it's
hear that,
wife,
I hear
there's
that,
like
I hear that.
house, children.
Yeah.
Bro, the amount of
7
jokes
years,
that
it's-
comedians make
Seven
about
years.
losing children, like fam. Even with Chris Rock in the Selective Outrage, was like, oh, last time I argued with my wife without a lawyer, I lost my house.
Yeah, that
Like,
was funny. That was
I was like, okay. I was like, the amount of jokes we make about it, I feel
And
like
they'll
it's a
go
general
onto
thing.
Netflix and they'll say it loud and
okay.
proud.
But they don't
Yeah.
care.
No,
They're
genuinely.
making money.
That's what I'm
They're
saying.
making
They're
money.
making money,
No,
but
but I
then the
feel like-
woman is still there. Money doesn't solve every issue. When
Literally.
the whole world knows your problems, and sometimes
That's-
they will even make jokes like when Chris Rock said the thing about Lola, he was like, "She's gonna find out when she watches this Netflix special." So that means I found out before you.
Yeah.
Literally,
I
it's what I'm saying.
before you.
And let's say that she just doesn't use Netflix. Then what?
Yeah.
The whole world will
She
be.
doesn't know.
Yeah, but she probably knows.
She will be.
She will know. No, no,
Yeah,
she'll know.
yeah,
She'll know.
yeah, yeah.
Twitter will make sure she knows. 100%.
But then even then, just knowing that there are gonna be people, the people in the audience
That will know
your
before.
business.
Yeah.
before you know your
Literally, it's
business.
like, and it's not even comedians. So many like people that go on news, they just feel the need to say stuff. Like so many news anchors will like reference, "Oh, my ex-wife did it." Like I don't know you. It's like these are
Honestly.
personal things. Like marriage, your home life, you want to be put in there for a giggle, for
Honestly.
approval. Like it's really about validation. I think.
And leading on from that relationship kind of thing, the next segment that I thought was really interesting.
Yeah.
This is a comedian called Daniel Sloss. I don't know if you would have heard of Daniel
He's a
Sloss,
good
but
comedian.
He's very interesting. He's very, very interesting. And he has a thing, like a segment called Jigsaw.
It was good.
And he
was
talks
good.
about basically how he describes it is jigsaw relationships. He says that every person is like a jigsaw puzzle without the picture on the box. And everyone has like their hobbies, their interests, all of that, like
Yeah.
around it. And then people
don't know
want
that.
to be in love so bad that when they find someone, they'll try and jam the jigsaw puzzle into their jigsaw. Like even if you think
Hear
about it,
that.
you have wintertime comes, everyone is coughing.
Everyone's coughing.
It's
yeah.
cuffing
It's hot
season.
girl summer.
Start of sixth form, everyone wants to be in a relationship.
Honestly.
Literally.
And people will like die for it, like actually die for it. But then he kind of says that 55% of marriages end in divorce. 90% of relationships before you're 30 don't last. He said if that was the statistic for a surgery, who's actually going to go and do that? But people don't mind when they're dying inside, and it's not actually them that's going and dying. So do you
Buzz?
think, right,
Buzz.
that people
Snap,
romanticize
snap,
romance
snap,
too
snap.
much?
Fair
Like,
to
do
Yes.
people romanticize the idea of
Yes.
like, romantic relationships more than actually wanting to be in a relationship?
Yes, I think especially when people have talking stages over the phone, especially like when you talk to your friends about, oh, I'm talking to so and so, and they'll be like, okay, tell me about him. They'll be like, oh, he does this, he does that, he's like this, he's like that. And then when you actually go and speak to him outside of other people, like when you realize that it's not the way you thought it was, and you've built like a romanticized idea of that person, it's just kind of peak, I think.
Yeah, because like right now, like everyone's being taken over by social media and everything.
Yeah.
The only way to meet people is like kind of social media. So like I feel like genuine like feelings and stuff has kind of gone out the window. You just take whoever you can meet online.
No, people just like the aesthetic as well.
Oh.
Like, even
Oh,
if you
yeah,
go
that's
onto
what I'm
TikTok,
saying.
Okay.
what is it that people are doing? They're
TikTok.
marketing themselves.
No, it's
as
true, you
someone
know.
who's lame.
It's true. Because you want people, because the internet is a very, what's even the word? Malicious. It can be very malicious
Yeah.
place. When people have insecurities and they'll post on there because they want people to like them. The minute the internet makes fun of your insecurities, raps. It's curtains.
That's actually
It's
very,
either
very
make or
scary.
break, you know.
Yeah.
They either
Honestly.
back you or they
Or you're
make fun of you.
finished.
Yeah,
'Cause-
honestly, even if
oh,
you think of
God.
something like APGs, and if you have a bad one, you're done.
Most stressful thing of this generation,
No,
APGs.
honestly.
APGs most stressful thing of this.
For
of this
context, if you don't know
generation.
what an APG is, like birthday picture. So when it's your birthday, you post it online, and it can be very, very stressful. Very, very stressful.
I know, yeah, I know a common thing.
I've
Conversations about where to do this.
No,
Where,
someone's
how,
like, no,
so it's-
someone's
Yeah.
like, who can come with me to Canary Wharf so I can take
Do my
one?
ABG. No, no.
And
it's
even
just-
when I see people that have bad ones, I'll have like multiple people send me the same person? Question mark.
I think it's deeper.
It's so
it's
deep.
It's crazy.
peaker.
Scary.
It's scarier because sometimes you won't even know the person. When people send it to you, that's when you know it's
That's
because you know
not-
It's
other
worse
people
when you know the person as well, dude. When you know the person
That's
and
never
then
happened to me.
one of your friends sends it to you, it's Pete.
It's
Oh,
like,
wait,
do you know
yeah,
him? Is this your person? I was like,
Yeah,
it's nice to
exactly.
be nice.
It's Pete.
It is very nice to be nice.
But that's very, very scary. But even then, I just think it really is. Do you think it's worse with social media, or do you think it's the same way it's always been, but in like a different form?
in terms of
it's just-
The
romanticizing it.
relationship.
Yeah.
It's probably worse with social media.
Yeah, because you hear the same thing over and over again about
Mm.
these relationships.
Mm. I think when it comes to those though, there was something that I was listening to like a video essay, and this girl was saying that people, when they market themselves on internet in terms of relationships, they want to be lovable. Like they want people to look at them and be like, okay, I can love you because you're good at this, you're pretty, you're smart. But there's less, the way social media does it, it's less emphasis on being loving, on knowing how to love someone else, because relationship is a two-way thing. But if you're just marketing yourself like, oh, you can love me because I'm good at this and that. But if you actually get in that relationship, you won't know how to act. I feel like that's something with us
Yeah.
being young. Like, it's like, oh, I want to get in a relationship, do that. But do you know how to take care of someone in that sense? Like, we're just learning how to take care of ourselves. So when it comes to being in a relationship, like, do you know how to care for that person, like, emotionally and stuff? Like,
Do you know what I just remembered? In the Netflix special, there's a point where Chris Rock says, "Women have all the power," and then there's just one. There's one guy clapping loud. Bro, like someone collect this guy, man.
man.
That was, and the reason he said it was beauty.
Yeah.
That was he
Yeah,
said women have all
women's
the power
beauty.
because of beauty,
Yeah.
which and he missed out the massive part of not everyone has that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
honestly.
Ah.
And then
basically, the point's
that's when
just
it comes along.
dead in the
So
water.
he means, I think he means beautiful women have all the power.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There we go.
And even then, when you think of like one thing I noticed as well is that a lot of people are speaking about the kind of pictures people make like their profile picture, and this is gonna lead on to the main event when Chris Rock kind of talks about everything that's been going on with Will Smith at the very, very end of his segment, at the very end of his statement. Essentially, one of the things I was gonna bring up was the high value man. Now, this is a statement that I want to give a shout out to FD Signifier. He makes like video essays, all of that, and he kind of has like a whole thing that relates to this quite a bit. Essentially,
There was some distractions.
sorry,
yeah.
everywhere. This is a school, guys. But yeah, essentially,
Continue.
he talks about the high value man, and Chris Rock and FD Signifier both say things that are very, very similar
Yeah.
about why Will Smith slapped him in the first place. If Will Smith was about to go up to The Rock, Idris Elba, Jason Momoa, would he have slapped him?
Terry Crews. is
Terry
the one.
Crews.
Crews.
Terry
You
Crews.
ain't got
It's
You wouldn't.
Chris Rock.
It's Chris Rock.
That's why he slapped him, because he's Chris
That's
Rock.
what he said in
I
his,
know,
in
he
his,
said it,
he said
yeah.
it in his selective
That's what I'm
outrage.
saying.
He said people don't see it online,
Exactly.
but if you put Chris Rock and Will Smith next to each other,
Yeah.
Will Smith
bigger.
is way
Way
bigger.
bigger.
It's what I'm saying.
Like, he said something. He said something
About the film where he had his shirt
where he
off,
has his
innit?
shirt off.
His shirt off.
Chris Rock never has his shirt off. in the film.
If he had an open heart surgery, we'd be in a job.
Exactly. he would be the topper, exactly.
That's the thing. Like literally, Chris Rock is built like a certain type of way, and Will Smith is meant to be. And how FD Signifier basically characterizes him is like that guy. He
That
basically
guy.
calls him that guy. Like he has the looks, the intelligence, the charisma, all of that, and then Chris Rock doesn't necessarily have that.
Yeah.
That's what is meant to appeal to a certain kind of person. And you kind of see that Chris Rock is mad about that too.
Would you not be?
Yeah, I
It's
would
all,
be
if, all,
too.
if someone
But
slapped you,
Oh
I'd
no,
be
I don't think
off.
he's mad because I think
He's
he
quite upset.
because he has his tour of comedy. He's perfectly happy with the money he has, the life he has. So
Yeah.
he's even mocking it that I don't have the assets he has, but I also made it
Yeah.
big. So
But then
He
even then,
probably
Fair
could have
enough.
gone in on Will Smith more than he did. It was like a 9-minute segment. Like,
It's
for what
true.
he did to him
For-
in front of the whole world.
one of the
He definitely
interesting
could've done
one of the
that.
interesting things he said was that he says he's not a victim after the slap, and right after that he says he wouldn't be on Oprah crying about the slap.
Yeah, I remember that.
But
Literally.
but wait,
That
wait,
was-
wait,
that
wait,
was-
no, wait. If we define a victim, he is a victim.
He is.
Of course, he's not going to respond like he's deeply troubled by the slap, but by definition, he's a victim, and it doesn't mean we can say that other people aren't allowed to complain about. Because
Yeah.
if someone gets slapped and doesn't complain, it doesn't mean
You're
you
not
can
a
then say,
victim,
how
yeah.
can you have this happen to you and be complaining when this person
Yeah.
got slapped and they didn't come back?
That's
A
fair,
victim's a
but
victim,
I
so
would
that's
say
fine.
in his circumstances slightly different. Like he chose when he says I'm not a victim. I think he's trying to say I'm choosing not to act like this, like constantly talk about it on social.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really and truly,
Yeah.
he
Yeah.
could have
Yeah.
connected with all the
Exactly.
TV channels
That's
gone in
right.
there.
Yeah.
'Cause he was like mocking Will Smith. He was like, I've never been in an entanglement.
Yeah, I know.
Like,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
No, but yeah,
That's why we should
yeah.
separate like victimizing and victim, because by definition he's a victim, but he doesn't want to
I'd
do
answer
the
that.
act of,
himself.
Yeah,
the act
yeah,
of
yeah,
victimi-
I heard that.
victimizing
Yeah.
himself, because then we like mix in the two of real victims and people who
Yeah,
make
yeah,
it seem like there's more going
Yeah,
on.
he spoke
I
about
still-
that a lot as well.
I still felt like he was mad only because of what he said about Jada Pinkett Smith. Like there was a point where he did call her the B word, saying like, "Oh, like I never said anything." When he gave the context and the backstory, that's when I was like,
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
it's
yeah.
a bit bitter that it happened, but more just like because it's humbling to get slapped in general.
It
It's
is.
very
but-
humbling.
wait,
It's
what?
humbling.
Most people don't even know this. Like, if you haven't watched, I didn't know this before I
I
watched
didn't know
Selective
either.
Outrage. But apparently Jada started the beef. That
Yeah.
she did.
I heard about
She
that.
did.
Online, she said
Apparently she said that, oh, you
She
shouldn't
was
post it
saying that
anymore because
if your friend Will Smith didn't get the awards,
Then
why
you
you
shouldn't host it
you
or
shouldn't
something
host
like
it as
that.
like
Yeah.
to stand
Yeah.
against the
Yeah.
decision.
It's so
I
silly.
don't even know.
Honestly,
It's just but when you post that though, she probably wouldn't have guessed that it would have escalated to the level that it did.
Even then, common sense is
Common
free.
sense is
Common
common sense is not common.
Common sense is not
It's
common.
not common. It's
Because
not common.
why would you even say that in the first place? But then that's
Mm.
like entitlement. I feel like,
I feel
and that's
genuinely.
how when we were going around doing
She's
like our
expecting.
promo for the episode, all of
Mm.
that. One question we were asking is, do you think
You're
you're the type to get slapped
Or be a
do the
slapper.
slapping?
Literally, and I think so many
I'm 100%
people.
not getting slapped.
Yeah.
So, like,
No, but like
They're
what?
not
No,
getting
no,
slapped.
listen.
Why though? Why?
I just know I'm
No,
not getting
in this
slapped.
scenario, what type
In
of
this
per-
scenario,
the slapper
Or a slapper?
is the one that seems more insecure than the one getting slapped.
nah,
It's
nah,
true.
but
Like,
in
end
the
of.
case of Will
In
Smith,
this
like,
case,
Yeah,
in this
Will
case,
Smith
we're not
and,
talking about
Chris
genuine
Rock.
like
Oh, like-
Yeah.
random
Oh.
cases.
In this
getting slapped.
context
In this
of, like-
context,
I would.
are you
I
the
did it
person
the
doing
same
the
way as
slap
Chris Rock.
over
it
verbal?
depends.
Gonna get
Because
Yeah,
deep
yeah,
it as
but
well.
I'd be more
Deep it
petty
as well,
about
yeah. Will Smith's wife was looking at him like she was about to slap him.
That's a jump. The
That's a
girl. It was like, let me do it
girl.
first.
Get up
It
and
was
slap
like, let me do it first. It was
Exactly,
gone.
that's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
low key, if I was in Will Smith's situation, I would probably do this slapping.
Again,
as
but
well.
then that's what annoys Chris Rock because that's where the name Selective Outrage. Like, why are you getting mad at me
Yeah.
instead of the people you should really be mad at?
Which is
But
Yeah.
he's Will's taking it out on him to prove a point to Jada when the real problem lies with those two instead of Chris Rock.
Yeah, it's kind of like there's a hierarchy there. And he's like, okay, Chris Rock is below me, so I can slap him. But Jada Pinkett Smith, she's above me.
So you can't.
Let me not get slapped.
Yeah, it's true.
But yeah, that's like, that was the main thing that I thought
That
was
was
so
the main
interesting
thing.
about that.
Yeah.
And then I think another thing that was kind of being explored there was what makes a man, this was the name of the FT Signify video that kind of inspired this as well. What
Yeah.
makes a man desirable?
Desirable.
And all of this that we
I
were
actually
talking about
saw
was going
that,
to lead
yeah.
onto the fact that Chris Rock kind of talks about how he's built a kind of way and that Will Smith is also built a kind of way. But then who do you think determines what makes a man attractive? Men or women?
I would
That's
say
true.
both.
This came up recently. Yeah, cool. I went to the barbers on Saturday. Yeah, I got like a different type of trim.
The high
I like,
taper.
yeah, the high
The high
taper.
taper.
I was so angry. Like the barber messed up my hair.
Don't worry.
Yeah,
Like, and then
I've got wild growth if
all,
you
the,
want
all,
it,
the-
yeah.
all of the boys were saying, "Oh, what did you do to your hair? Oh, this and that." Then I got to school, and then my female friends were saying, "Oh, this is the best haircut you got." Da-da-da. So like, at that point, I don't know. Should I keep getting high tapers? Should I stay with the
Think of it. Who are you trying to please? Because the whole point of
That's
true.
no,
That's
but
the
the whole point
question.
of being attractive is who are you trying to attract?
It's
Exactly.
true.
Yeah.
I think. Oh, especially when
But
it comes to
obviously
men.
you
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
just you attract them by being who you are, not changing everything about you so
Yeah,
you can
yeah,
attract
but
them.
But even aesthetically though, now have you ever seen that meme that's like, what's it called? Giga Chad.
Yeah.
Is that one? Yeah,
Yeah,
massive,
yeah.
massive
Yeah.
jawline. And on the one hand, it's like satirical.
Yeah, it
On
was.
the other
yeah.
hand,
That's how he actually looks.
there's truth
No,
behind
no, it was
some
edited
jokes.
as well. too.
Oh, it's
It's
edited one.
edited.
Oh, okay,
That's
okay.
not what you look how he looks.
My
But yeah,
bad.
Yeah.
appeal to what they think
Women want.
want, but it's actually what guys want. It's what
Yeah.
guys will find
I
attractive.
think in response to your question where it's like, oh, what makes a man attractive? There's certain men that I feel like in the media today, they're attractive because of the women that they're with. Like, you know that guy that's been with, who's he with now? You know,
Pete
Davidson.
Davidson.
Pete Davidson. Listen, yeah, because when you're
been around
Pete
the whole world,
Davidson has unimaginable riz. Like, he's been with so many fine women.
Unimaginable.
Because I can't understand
Well-
it. He's been with so many attractive women. If people take him in isolation, I've seen like so many comments that he's just not typically to people on the internet attractive. But he seems to get all these women, so some people
Yeah.
think he's attractive because of who he
Yeah.
attracts.
Nah,
you get?
he must wait. He's the one who took
Yeah.
Kim Kardashian.
Kim Kardashian.
Took is a crazy verb. Took is a crazy verb. I can't lie.
To be able to take those
Yeah.
type of women.
Take
I can't
it-
lie,
wait,
that's
wait,
what's
wait.
up
Wait,
with
take-
that
Take
bar.
is a crazy verb, bro.
Because the allegation that he's with Ice Spice now, that's when I broke. That's when I shattered. I was like, not Ice Spice.
Because there's like the Pete Davidsons of the world that are like the funny, the charisma, and then there's like the Jay-Z's that have
Oh, yeah.
all the cash, like all the money and stuff like that.
And then there's
But
the actual like good-looking people like Michael
Yeah.
B. Jordan.
Yeah.
like-
You know what happened with Michael B. Jordan? There was back in school. Obviously,
bullied
he was
that way.
bullied for being a nerd and all that. And then one of his bullies was interviewing him, and then she tried to, instead of apologizing, she was trying to play it off as them both goofing around, but then no, he
Oh,
was
no, but-
genuinely like, no, I remember you. I remember what you called me.
No, that wasn't him though.
Was
Her,
it?
sorry. I saw another article about it. Apparently, that wasn't actually her. That was one of her friends that also reports, and he got her mixed up.
Well, that, but they,
Yeah, I
because
know
no,
the
she was on a podcast with her friends, and they were saying how they would all be mocking him, and then she was the one interviewing him.
No, but I don't. I think it was one of her friends that called him. I might be wrong, but I
No,
saw
it was a group thing. It
recently.
was a group thing.
Either way, they
oh,
just
yeah.
want to
Group.
come back when he's got them. When
Yeah,
he's got
exactly.
the fame
Yeah,
and the
That's the
money.
thing,
they're
though.
trying
That's
to-
the thing. You never know who's going to become famous. I feel like, especially because obviously we're still not kids, but we're still young, and so many people make it like when they're much older, and then like, oh, here's the thing, Melanie Martinez, right? Like she's making it big now. If you don't know, she does pop music, does Playdate and all that stuff, right? When she was in school, she got bullied badly. People were like coming for her gap teeth, saying, "Oh, you're weird," all of that stuff. No, you smiling.
No. You know you're the type. You would have done that. You would have done that. Yeah.
No, but she got bullied, and now she's making bag. Like, and it's think you just have to think like, what makes you want to do that to someone when they're just younger? Like, do you feel
Yeah. People don't have, a filter a lot of the time because you don't know what someone's going to become and you assume that they're not going to become like a type of way.
it's
So you
true.
don't think about it that much.
Mm.
But yeah, you just see that in general all the time. But that was really interesting. I
Yeah.
actually feel like that was very interesting.
I feel like-
And to explore all of that as well, especially with the what makes one kind of person and another kind of person like attractive. and
Attractive,
things like
yeah.
that. Especially with Chris Rock.
Oh,
We wanted
good.
to break that down for ages. But that was really peak for him though. To get slapped.
It was,
on
but
TV.
you know what? I resonate with him, like saying, "Oh, like I'm not gonna be the victim," because I remember someone said, I think it was Tyler Perry, he was like, "Oh, it's not about what people call you, it's what you answer to." Like people are gonna say he's a victim, but if he doesn't answer to that, like it's what he said.
But it's not an
Yeah.
insult to say he's a
No,
victim.
yeah, it's not an
Yeah.
insult.
No,
It's the
but-
facts of the matter. But he didn't want to embody like, "Oh, I was the victim of being."
Oh yeah,
slapped."
no, he doesn't have
Yeah.
to embody it, and
No, yeah.
obviously
The way he
it will
played it
look-
off was good.
the
Yeah.
picture
The way-
will
He just
be
took a break.
immortalized.
Yeah,
But
but the way he did it, like I remember watching it when I saw how he dealt with it, I was like, okay.
When the way he played it off,
no, he
That's
dealt
what
with it
I'm
so
really
well.
like that
Oh.
made him the better man. That made
It
him the
did,
better
because-
man. in my
yeah,
opinion.
exactly.
That
You
made
could
him
have
the better
swung and it
man.
would have been
No,
both of
we
them.
No,
all
but
know
even-
at the end of the day, no
Yeah.
matter how embarrassing it is,
Yeah.
Will Smith is in the wrong,
Do
and
you know
he's the
what-
one that got
Do you know
Do you know what he
embarrassed.
said?
Yeah.
Do you know what he said as well? He said, the reason why I didn't fight back is
Yeah.
because
My
have
parents,
Oh, yeah.
I remember. I
He
remember.
said, don't fight in front of the white
White people.
Yeah,
I was
yeah.
like, that's how he ended. I remember. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, okay, it was really
No,
good.
honestly, I was just like Thursday to be
It's
honest. 'cause then
it's true.
imagine how far people took it. Because I remember at that point as well, there's this one person, Ezra Miller, who was doing a madness
Yeah.
at the same time. This guy must have had like what's it called? Or they're even I think they're non-binary, something like that.
Yeah.
But they had they
yeah.
had a child, like a 13-year-old child, who they ran away with when they turned 18.
Yeah.
Oh, you
Went
talking
on
about the flashback
socials,
though?
was like, haha, you'll never catch me. Deleted all socials, ran away.
Yeah.
People didn't take it that seriously. Still, they were still meant to be in the next Flash movie. But Will Smith.
Oh, Ezra
he
Miller,
got- he
Ezra
got-
Miller.
yeah, he got banned for 10 years from the Oscars.
Yeah.
So imagine if Chris Rock then went and swung as well.
He
Then
probably
it would have
got
been,
the
it would have made it
Yeah.
worse. I forgot Ezra Miller was doing madness. He was fighting people in like Hawaii and stuff.
Yeah,
innit?
I
I remember.
saw
He was
something
finding
like
the
that.
headlines.
God.
But
He was
yeah,
doing
that
that.
was just, it was just weird. But I'm glad he handled it the way he did though.
Yeah.
Because it just
'Cause he
made
was-
life easier for everyone.
He was making
Yeah.
jokes straight after. I was like, you recovered that
Yeah.
fast?
And
It's like,
even
wow.
Will Smith even tried to sneak in like a video of how he was appalled by the comments he made on the special.
I
was
saw. I was
so
like,
confused.
you
That
deserve.
was
Yeah,
really
just
Okay.
be quiet.
He talked
Time to
about it for
be
like
quiet.
Yeah.
9 minutes. I was expecting like half of the special to be about Will Smith.
About Will Smith,
Yeah,
yeah.
he was.
Like,
Yeah,
he just-
that's
Yeah,
literally.
yeah.
Yeah.
I thought he was gonna
But-
speak way more about it as well.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
true. But like
Honestly,
he brought it
this
on
has
himself
been-
though. Yeah.
an amazing conversation.
That's
It's been a
been.
great conversation. It was actually really,
It's
really
really
fun to talk
interesting.
about.
You know.
So again,
Just thank you
wanna
to our
say-
guests, innit?
Yeah, thank you for the
Thank you,
guests.
thank you,
Round
guys,
of
thank you.
applause.
Thank you guys for having us, man.
Thank
Yeah.
you, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, and we want to say thank you again for the team. We're really excited to put this next episode out. Really trying to be consistent with it as well. Reminder that we're gonna have a few more episodes coming out soon. So again, our team, we've got Axe Music Production,
Ooh, praise
Yeah,
edits, praise edits, edits.
Shalom, Isaiah, Nathan over here, Hannah, Taiwo, all of them. We wanna
Our
say
whole
thank you to
team,
every
thank
single
you,
person.
thank you.
Look out for our next few episodes. We're going to be talking about, we already said,
Ice
Ice
Spice.
BoJack Horseman's
Love
coming
that
out soon.
shit.
Miles Morales, going to bring that up too. And yeah, just a reminder to tell a friend, to tell a friend. Every single rating you give us on Spotify, when you share it with people, helps us grow, helps us get in contact with more people. We're also going to
Support.
try and get it out on Apple Podcasts. So
Yeah.
when that does happen, it will be in catalogs, and be sure to comment, to like, and to rate it 5 stars so it can reach more people again.
And the YouTube as well, guys.
YouTube,
Comment,
come out on YouTube.
like,
Yeah.
subscribe. Yeah,
Yeah.
got me
All
seeing
that.
us on
Hit
people's
the-
faces. See
hit the
these
bell.
lovely
Do that.
individuals.
Yeah.
Hit the bell, subscribe, comment, cheeky little. What was your favorite
Yeah.
bit of the podcast?
What was your favorite bit?
Still-
We want to know.
still a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see you very, very soon.
I've been Danielle. Sorry, I've been Danielle.
I've been Damola, and this has been
Not
Rhetorical.
rhetorical.
We'll
Thank
see
you
you
guys.
next time.
See you. Bye.
Axe Music Production.